Hello, everyone. I want to take this opportunity to record this informational video on how to use our compensation data for resiliency professionals. This data can help you benchmark your earning potential, and if you're a hiring manager, it's also a great resource to support recruitment and retention of top talent. Before we get into today's presentation, I always like to highlight a bit about the organization I work for. Resilience 360 Advisory provides specialized career coaching, organizational program counsel, namely via our data research analytics and customized program benchmarking reports, and strategic staffing support within the resilience ecosystem. With over 25 years of experience in staffing, resiliency program benchmarking, and leadership development, the company offers a unique value proposition by integrating people development, program optimization, and talent solutions under one brand. For today's presentation, we started collecting compensation data in this profession over 20 years ago, largely because organizations at the time tended to view business continuity either as a program management role or as an IT-heavy disaster recovery function. But the truth is, neither of those are accurate. Resilience professionals do far more. They understand the entire business, its processes, dependencies, vulnerabilities, and risk tolerances, and design and implement programs that meet organizational needs. Once established, they assess, exercise, and continuously improve those programs, run awareness and training campaigns, and respond to actual crises. In short, resilience professionals do much more than program management or IT recovery. That's why we've remained so committed to collecting and analyzing this compensation data for over 2 decades to help educate the profession. Today, many professionals and organizations depend on our compensation insights to understand their earning potential and benchmark competitive salary bands for hiring and retention. Our annual study evaluates compensation across various dimensions, including years of experience, job titles, degrees and certifications, real-world experience, and leadership responsibilities. That said, we found that even with our published annual reports and dashboards, professionals often aren't sure how to apply the data. So that's what this video is here to help with: how to use the data to benchmark compensation effectively. There are a few different levels of benchmarking depending on your participation level in our annual report and your geographic location. First, our annual global compensation report is available to the entire profession free of charge. It highlights how different factors impact earning potential across more than 50 countries, with all data converted to US dollars for consistency. This report provides an excellent baseline for understanding trends and includes pro tips. But keep in mind, it's a global report, meaning the data comes from a very wide and varied sample. I often get the question, why is everything converted to US dollars? Roughly 50 to 60% of survey respondents each year are based in the US, so aligning to one currency, US dollars, helps us maintain consistency in reporting. If you confidentially participate in our study or plan to before the end of November, you will receive a customized dashboard exclusive to participants. During the survey, you choose whether you want your dashboard tailored to your job title or your years of experience. We can slice the data by country, job title, or experience, but the ability to drill down depends on how many responses we receive for each category. The global customized compensation dashboards are published for the UK, Canada, Australia, the Eurozone, in the corresponding country currency. We can publish more country-specific dashboards, but it is based on the number of respondents. For countries that did not receive enough respondents, those study respondents receive a global dashboard customized by job title or by years of experience in the USD currency for consistency in reporting. For the USA, though, we traditionally receive over 500 respondents. Thus, we're able to create dashboards that reflect only US data and apply filters like job title or experience level. You'll see examples of this shortly. This allows for true peer benchmarking. Using the global compensation report, let's walk through some screenshots of the global report. Remember, these represent aggregate data across 50+ countries, converted to US dollars. We start by looking at average base compensation by job title, average compensation by years of total work experience, average compensation by years of resiliency experience. These screenshots represent a few of the data charts from the Global Compensation Report, which is a complimentary report available for anyone to download. Let's look at an example of how to use the report to benchmark. You'll want to review every data chart that applies to your situation. For example, say you're a vice president in Germany. The report shows average base comp by job title globally, average comp based on degree, certifications, years of experience, and leadership span. Then, using an adjustment factor, in this case, Germany's average is 28% lower than the US for expatistan, you can adjust the base figures to get a more realistic range for your region. We use the base range from the USA because a majority of the respondents are from the USA. This same approach applies for Singapore, Ireland, New Zealand, and others. Again, this is a sample of how you can benchmark your compensation range by taking data points from various data charts from the PDF report. We can also adjust US data by location. For instance, Washington, D.C. salaries are 39% above the national average according to pay scale. So if the base average is $154,377 nationally, the adjusted DC figure exceeds $200,000. Participating in the survey gives you access to a dashboard tailored to your profile. You choose if it's filtered by job title or years of resiliency experience. The job titles in the study are intentionally generic since the same title can mean different things in different companies. Here's a screenshot from the 2025 Resiliency Compensation Assessment. It shows VP and director level respondents globally, average base comp $171,672, filtered data by gender, experience, certifications, and functional focus, e.g. DR, cloud, cyber. Again, this is a snapshot. As more people respond, your dashboard updates in real time through November, making it even more valuable to you for your compensation benchmarking purposes. Now, I'd like to showcase a comparison between compensation benchmarking via the report versus a customized dashboard. Let's return to our Germany example. Using the global report, Germany's adjusted VP base comp is roughly $111,000. Using the dashboard, filtered only to VP/directors, the adjusted figure is roughly $127,000. That's a meaningful difference, and it's because you're now comparing yourself to peers with your same title and experience level. Same goes for US dashboards. Here's a few screenshots of a customized dashboard for respondents from the USA only, also indicating VP/director. In this screenshot, you can see that the average base compensation for all study respondents in the USA, indicating VP director, is about $184,000. The next screenshot mirrors what we saw before, mirroring the global dashboard, but only focused on VP/directors who are based in the USA. Now, if we benchmark compensation going back to our DC sample from before, we can see that the data from the complementary report, all global respondents, is about $154,000 nationally, and then adjusted for DC at about $214,000. Now, if we go through this compensation benchmarking exercise, but now take data points from the customized dashboard, focused only on respondents from the USA and only including professionals indicating VP/director, it's over $188,000 for the USA. Again, more accurate peer benchmarking because these data points are only from the USA, not including data points from other countries like the global report. If you adjust for DC's cost of living, it jumps to roughly $262,000. Final thoughts. Thank you for sticking with me through this walkthrough. Here are a few key takeaways. Don't rely on just one data chart. Review all applicable graphs and follow the benchmarking methodology to establish a fair and reasonable compensation range. The free global report includes plenty of valuable insights, trends, and pro tips to guide your career development. Use our data not just to evaluate compensation, but to set career goals, assess your marketability, and see how you stack up against peers education, certification, leadership. Encourage your colleagues to participate. The more data we collect, the better all dashboards become. Participation is 100% confidential. We only ask for a personal email address so we know where to send your dashboard. Where to participate. You can find the compensation study by visiting www.resilience360advisory.com, hovering over research and insights, selecting Resilience Career Data Insights, and clicking Participate 2025 Global Resilience Compensation Study.